Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the transition. Yeah, my legal people, they are not here. So, how was your week? You know the week. Anything you've not achieved by Wednesday, you can't achieve it anymore. Do you know that? Like anything you don't achieve between 8 a.m. in the morning and 12 o'clock, your day has virtually gone. Do you understand? If you wake up in the morning and you say, look, I'm going to write that report. Once it gets after 12, what starts happening is that your productivity starts dipping. And the next thing you say is that, don't worry, I won't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. That's what happens. So if you put that even to a week, so if you say, I'm going to do that thing first thing on Monday, if you don't do it on Monday, it gets you Tuesday. When it starts getting to Wednesday, you don't achieve anything today. The next thing you start hearing is, maybe Friday. Friday turns to, we'll do it on Monday. Let's see on Monday. And before you know it, the whole month has gone. And you've not really achieved one. So I usually use Wednesdays to check how far I've gone for all the goals I set during the week. So today we are going to look at, the topic for today is actually the pivots. But I want us to do a little recap because the two topics are actually connected in a way. And these are the two topics I said that if you can just understand the concept, the methodology behind these two topics, I can guarantee you almost 80% success in whatever you're doing or whatever business you want to do. So just briefly, let's just try and recap what we talked about last week. How many of us were here last week? Last week, Wednesday? Just 2 people. 4 people. Is it the more times I ask, the more people remember that they're... Okay, so how many people were here last week? Okay, so moderate. Now, how many of us understood the topic last week? Because I knew it was a bit... at some point, it was getting a bit too technical, as if we are in Harvard. And I tried to break it down. So I'm just going to recap, because I'm sure a lot of people didn't really understand. So basically, put up the diagram I had. Okay, so let me just take you. A lean startup is a process of creating a hypothesis of your idea, that's product, and validating it by creating an MVP, a minimum viable product, so you can get validated learning, which you use to modify our product or idea. This is the JAM definition. Let me give you the normal and the basic definition. Put up the diagram of the lean startup. So basically, everything we discussed last week is just all about this. It's about having an idea. You build, you measure, you learn. Build, measure, you learn. What we are trying to say that when you come up with your idea for any business, it's always an assumption of what you want to do. It's an assumption that I want to, let me give you an example. I want to sell water inside a basket and people are going to buy it. It's an assumption. So every business idea is an assumption of a product you want to do, that people are going to buy it. So you start off with that idea. Now you go ahead and you build that idea. You build it. You build that thing you want to build. Now, what it means is that you don't have to build everything. Just build, in quote, like a sample, a minimum viable product. That product, but with not all the features. So that you can measure. What you are measuring is how will customers react to that particular product. Are they buying it? What are their comments? What are their feedbacks? Then you learn from the comments. You learn from what are the things, or what I've heard from customers. What have I learned from the feedbacks I've gotten from customers? Then you put it back into your idea and you modify it. So in short, it's called build, measure, learn, then change. Build, measure, learn, and change. Are you following? So all what we discussed was just this. You build your product. You measure. What you are measuring is what is the interaction within customer. How do people receive that particular product? You learn from the feedback. then you change. Now, today, what we are here to talk about is the change. That change is called the pivot or pivoting. Are you getting me? The end result of your lean startup is so that you get to the point where you change. You see that diagram I showed that keeps going around is what you continue. You keep doing that thing and you keep changing as your business is growing. As your business is growing, you keep changing and you keep changing. That change, like what is showing here. Do you get what I'm saying? So the end result of this is build, measure, learn, change. Build, measure, learn, change. You need to keep doing this thing. The secret is you need to do this thing as many times as possible in a very short period of time. An example is, let's say you have an idea for a new software and it has taken you 5 years just to get the software ready. You are doing the codes and doing that, only for it to come out, and within a month of launching, you find that people don't even want that particular product. That means you just wasted your whole 5 years. But you could have even just started by just building very little of that product and giving it out, and people will reply and say, no, we don't even want it. Then, because you haven't spent so much money, you can just quickly change the idea and come up with something else. So that change is what we are here to talk about. The build, measure, learn, and change. That change is called the pivot, or we call it pivoting in business. For those of you that are very familiar with recent terminologies in the business world, this has been going on for a very long time. Please put up the pivot there for me. Now, what is a pivot? When we say a business is pivoting, people in Silicon Valley use this thing a lot. Now, what is a pivot? A pivot is when a company makes what appears to be a swift, abrupt change to its business strategy and models in response to or an anticipation of market conditions. When a company makes what appears to be a shift, an abrupt change to its business strategy and business model in response to anticipation of the market conditions. Now, I want to take another definition. There's a man called Eric Ries. This is the founder of the Lean Startup methodology. He's the one constantly promoting. So, according to Eric Ries, a pivot is making a change in strategy without a change in vision. A pivot then could be defined as changing the process a company uses to accomplish the same goals. So, a pivot just means change. You had a strategy which you wanted to deploy. Now that you've gotten feedback from customers, you change, you pivot, you change direction. Here we call it, sometimes you say plan B. If plan A is not working, use your plan B. So that's what the pivot is about. How do companies change? How you change your strategy when you start getting feedback. And it's important to note, like I always say, it's be consistent in the problem you want to solve, but be flexible how you solve the problem. Did you get that? Be consistent in the problem you want to solve, but be flexible about how you solve the problem. So if you notice the definition that Eric Ries gave, he talked about changing the process, but still having your vision in place. I get what I'm saying. What it means that, let me give an example. I want to go from here to Abuja. How many of us know that there are so many ways you can go to Abuja? You can go through Lokoja, you can go through Akene, you can different ways to get to Abuja. So what he says is that your destination is Abuja, so that will not change. Now, let's say you are going through Akene Road and you find out that the road was blocked. What would you do? You look for an alternative route, right? You look for an alternative route. Let's say you start using that particular route and find out that the road was bad. You probably use another alternative route. If you find out all the roads are blocked, you probably park your car, probably go to the airport and fly. If you notice, the destination has not changed. The vision has not changed. But how you get there is what has changed. That's what you can keep changing. Because there is no one method of getting to a final result. I don't know if you understand. There will be different ways of getting to a final result. So when you have a strategy for your business, or you have the problem. Remember when we wrote our business plan, we said, what problem do you want to solve? That should not change. But how you solve the problem. And I remember last week, I still gave an example of the business I had where we are trying to sell mobile phones, fix mobile phones. And the problem we wanted to solve was for people to fix their mobile phones, right? Now, the way I wanted to solve them was offering an online service. When I started, I found out that nobody wanted to give me their phones to a stranger to go and fix the phone and bring it back to their office. That was my own strategy. But we found out that strategy was not working. So we had to change, and I had to pay for a shop, and I got a physical location. The main objective of business, did it change? No. But how I solved the problem changed. And it changed because I listened to what the market wanted. People didn't want to give me their phones. So that information I got is what we call validated learning. That is the learning. What did I measure? I measured the response of customers. Do you get what I'm saying? We stayed months. Only one, I think we only had one customer in a couple of months. So we measured, what was the feedback from customers? It was very low. We hardly had any customer. So we measured our progress. Since we launched, how many customers did we get? Just one. Do you get what I'm saying? So after measuring that, I said, okay, fine. Can we tweak something? Now, tweaking it to say, let's get a physical shop is the business pivoting. It's a change. So we changed something, and when we changed something, we got better results. Now, as more people say coming to the shop to fix their phones, some people now start saying that, come, even as people say asking us for things like, can you help me download songs? Do you have movies you want to now do? So my engineer thought about it and said, sir, I have a software I can do that we can be downloading songs. So I told him, yes, go and get it. So apart from fixing your phone, we could now download songs for you because that's what customers were asking for. I don't know if you understand. So we kept on changing. So just that we don't have a board, I want to give you an example. Now I said today's topic is the pivots, red and green dots. Let me have two people. Can you come up and can you come up? Let me show you something. Maybe if you had a chalkboard, I would have explained this to you. Stand here. Stand here. One more person. Mandela, please come. Stand here. Now, there's a theory that goes this way, that when you start business, you start at point A. So this is point A. Let's say you are a green dot. You are a red dot. You are a yellow dot. Right? Now, let me use my business as an example. Point A, we started off trying to fix mobile phones. Are we all following? We started off trying to fix mobile phones. We had our idea. We started off doing the business. We didn't have any customers. We realized there were no customers. Now, in course of doing that, we now discovered that customers didn't want to do online business with us. They kept on asking us, where is your location? We want to come and see your location. So we decided to rent a shop, which is now point B, which is now a red dot. Let me put it that way. Right? We are this red dot here. And while we had the location, people were coming, we now found out people were asking us for download. We want to download songs. We want to download movies. Do you understand? Then we moved from these red dots to our yellow dots. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, imagine where we started was here. Right? This is where the business is. When we wrote our business plan based on, am I correct? This is where we wrote our business plan. But if we didn't start, we wouldn't have known that there was an opportunity to download movies. So they said the best way to be successful in business is to be in business. That's why you need to start. Where you start is not where you are going to end up. So when you start, you learn. If we didn't start here, we wouldn't know that there was an opportunity that was here. And I will shock you that we started getting more customers that wanted to download music, that wanted to do movies, many of those things. And I was like, I don't understand. Why would any normal human being want to download music? I didn't know there was an opportunity in the market. And it was so much that we had to hire somebody specifically just for that download. Then the technician I had now went and got 2 very massive speakers and now put outside. So we almost forgot about fixing phones and almost was almost turning my place into a nightclub and started playing music, and people were coming, and that was what was attracting more and more people. The kind of crowd we had in mind to attract was, oh, maybe the working class people. My boy, it was all the boys in Ojota that were attracting. Once they hear the music, they rush to the shop. Those were the people. Do you understand? So all my assumptions were wrong. Are you getting me? All my assumptions were wrong. And that's how many of you here, some of the assumptions you have on paper might be wrong. Am I making sense? So the best you need to do is to start. Learn. The early stage of your business is to learn. The biggest capital or the biggest income you can ever get is not how much money you make, it's what you learn from it. And when you learn, you change. So moving from point A to point B to point C is what we're talking about here. It's called the pivot. You can go and sit down. That makes sense? So it's called the pivot. How do you pivot in your business? So now, when should you pivot? When should you pivot? When do you know is the right time for you to change your strategy? You know, sometimes we say things like people should persevere, right? Stick to one idea. Don't give up. Do you understand? But there's also something that says if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you'll be a fool to expect a different result. So you should be able to know, is it time for me to persevere or for me to pivot? This business I'm doing, am I getting it wrong? Are customers not coming because I'm getting it wrong? Or that I just need to stick to what I'm doing and things would change? So when should you pivot? The number one sign is like what I just said. Either when you have poor sales or no sales. That's the earliest sign you know that you're actually not doing something right. Now remember, it mustn't necessarily be the whole business that you might pivot. It might just be aspects of that particular business. It might be add more services, remove this service. You get what I'm saying? We all come up with ideas and say, look, I'll offer this service and I'll offer that service and I'll offer this service. Now you might find out that when you started off, nobody comes. You don't make any sales. Or you have 2 customers that are your consistent customer over a period of time. That's the time for you to consider maybe you need to change or you need to tweak something about your business. I know when you tweak something about your business, then remember I said you also measure. That tweak I tweaked in the business, did it bring in more customers or did it reduce customers? My friend that was doing Indomie, he's not here. Let's say, for instance, he makes his Indomie. He finds that when he adds more salt, more customers now come. And he now finds out that more salt or the more pepper he adds. Let me give you an example. People in the West, they love their pepper. Am I correct? They love it. I think there was a time I was posted to Ogun State, and I almost died because I could hardly eat the food. I had to go to one hotel in the whole state to eat. When they give you the food, you just take it and you be throwing up. And you'll be like, what's the problem? They say, I've said there's pepper. They say, there's no pepper here now. They've not added pepper. So if I went and, if I established a restaurant there and I didn't put pepper, you know, it's not like you have Indomie then you put pepper. It's like you have pepper then you add Indomie. That's how they eat their own pepper there. So if I go there and I started my restaurant business and I didn't put pepper, I'll just notice that people will not be coming. And I'll be wondering what's happening. But I just say, okay, what if I add some pepper? I put some pepper, my customers start increasing. Then everybody starts knowing that, that guy too, he has learned now, is to put pepper in his food. And I watch and I measure. Am I getting more customers from it? I say, okay, so I need to add more pepper. Should I even reduce the Indomie and even just start serving pure pepper, no Indomie? Do you understand? So you have to constantly keep learning. So the number one thing is when you have poor sales or no sales, it's a sign that you need to probably pivot your business or you need to do something new. Another one is low customer growth. Low customer growth. You know, you can have 3 customers that are giving you a lot of business. I don't know if you understand. That's a risk. You want to have a lot of customers, right, that are giving you business. Let me give you an example. If you own a salon right now, and you have this one lady that comes, and she comes and she spends maybe 10,000 naira at a sitting. Are you making income? Yes. Is your customer base increasing? No. For one reason or the other, if one of your sales girls insults her and she goes, that's your whole business has folded up. So when you notice you have maybe just one or two customers, and your customers are not increasing, even though you are making income, that's a sign to show that means not many people like what you are doing, or not many people like what you are doing in that particular location. Now, another reason why when you should know when to pivot is when you have market changes. Very simple one. If now the world is now doing, we are using now Blu-ray, right? Before Blu-ray we had DVD. Before DVD we had CD. Before CD we had cassette tape, right? So now, right now, anything you are doing, even the people filming now, do you people see film in CDs? No, you do. Everything now has to be HD quality. Am I correct? So everything has gone HD. So anything you are doing, if you're on YouTube now, you see them advertising HD quality. DSTV has gone to HD decoders. Everything is going HD. So if you are running a business that had to do anything with film and all that, you should know by now anything you are doing on CD or even that is not high definition, you should change. So sometimes you don't even need to, you just know what the world is asking for, you should change. The same way right now, most businesses now are going online. People are not spending huge amount of money renting shops. Like we said, most people now are having, in quotes, cab companies without owning cabs, like Uber. People are doing A, B, and B. They help you get houses. Meanwhile, they don't even own one house. That's where the world is going to. So if you are doing a business and thinking of, how am I going to get a big shop? Everything is going online. So when the market changes, you change. Number 4, customers' needs. Customers' needs. This is very easy. You know, there are a lot of times we bring out products out there. You find out that this one particular thing that customers are asking for. You see, it's now in hindsight that the business I started was so good. Because I was just being in the shop and there are people who come and ask for different things. In fact, there was a time I wanted to go into betting because half of the people that are coming around say, don't you people do bet? Are you not doing betting here? I say, they're asking for betting. We're going to go and start doing betting in the store. Do you understand? There's so much you can get from what customers want. They keep asking you for things. Now, if you are running any business, anything customers ask you for, record it. Take notes because that's what they want. Not the one that you've defined in your head, in your bedroom, saying this is what people would like. So customers will keep asking you for things. Even they will ask you, is it not possible for you to do it in this color? Don't ever, please, if you are in business, don't ever tell your customer it cannot be done. Do you hear me say? Don't say we don't do it like that. There are some terminology you don't use for customers. Can you do it in pink? Yes. Can you make it fly? Yes. But it might not be today, it might be next year, but we can do it. Say yes, the customer is right. Whatever he wants is correct. Do you get what I'm saying? Companies that can adapt to what customers want. Look at Nestle. They made Milo, right? When Cowbell came out in sachet, everybody was laughing. How can you be doing sachet? They slowly found out that everybody wanted things in sachets. A whole Nestle. Do you think Nestle has sachets in their London branch? Do you think they have sachets? They don't. But they came to Nigeria. Customers, I don't want to buy a full Bonvita. I just want the one my megad can buy. You buy small sugar, you buy small whatever, and go and make his tea. They responded to what the customers wanted. They had to change their business model. That model never appeared anywhere in the world. They had never thought of doing sachets before. When they came to Nigeria, they said, we have sachet water, we have sachet rice, even sachet eba. It's more that they started doing sachet cars. So we just like everything in sachets. So businesses that will do well are the ones that can understand what customers want and they can change. So the final thing is, this is very easy to understand. Frustration. Sometimes you don't need anybody to tell you that it's not working. You know it's just not working. You get what I'm saying? You just feel it. Even your own staff start leaving you. Or the people you got to be that say, man, I don't think this thing is working. I need to change. You just know that you are just not doing something right. So when you do a pivot successfully, what are the elements you see, or what are the signs that the pivot you did was successful? I'll just run through them. Number one is that it solves a major problem. You are pivoting your business because you want to solve a particular problem. Maybe a customer's needs. Like I talked about Nestle. They found out that most customers could not afford to buy the big thing because we're in Africa, and you couldn't carry the things about. Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't very portable, and they decided to change. So doing a pivot, one of the ways you know it's successful is that it actually solves a problem. It solves the customer's problem. Number two is that it maintained the relevance of the company's identity. Remember I said, be rigid about the problem you want to solve, but be flexible about how you solve it. If you've done your pivot properly, you find out that your main vision is still there. That has not changed. But how you got there has changed. I don't know if you understand. Not you today you wanted to open up a pharmacy. The next thing you find out you're opening a dry cleaning firm. No. That's not a pivot. That is giving up on one idea to go and start another idea. That's not a pivot. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is, you probably feel the one and you want to go and do another set of business. That's not what you mean. So you find at the end of the day, you still maintain the relevance of the company's identity. Number four is that you listened to customers. It was based on feedback from the customer. Customers will come back and say, oh, you've changed this thing. Yes, it was due to feedback we are getting from customers. That's why we changed it. Then you know you've successfully pivoted your business. Are we following? Okay, now let me shock a lot of you. I'm going to read out to you some companies that have practiced what I've been saying. Who knows YouTube? How many of us know YouTube? I think all the ladies here should raise their hands because I know. Okay, it's Instagram. I'm coming to Instagram. YouTube. Do you know what YouTube, when they started YouTube, do you know what it was? Who has an idea? YouTube was an online, listen very well. When the founders started YouTube, YouTube was an online dating site. An online dating site. That's when they started YouTube. That's what it was. A video dating site. So maybe during Val, you upload your video and say, Kemi, I love you, and that was what it was meant for. When those boys sat down in their houses to build it, that's what they had in mind to build. When they found out that it wasn't working, I think one of the founders posted a video about zoos about a giraffe in a zoo. And he found out that when he posted that very funny video, people started commenting. And they now discovered, I just posted a video of myself saying something funny. And people wanted to watch that. And that's how, right now, people post things on YouTube and people connect. That's how we came up. They had something in mind. They just tried something and it works. And that's how today you have YouTube that has over 1 billion subscribers right now. It was a video dating site. Okay, thank you. You didn't put it off. Of course, we all know Twitter, right? Twitter was a podcasting network called Audio. Even the name wasn't Twitter. It was Tweet. TW. Let me get it here. It was I don't get it. It was I think TWIT. It wasn't Twitter. It was Twat or something like that. TWIT. It wasn't even Twitter. So it was, who knows what a podcast is? You know what a podcast is? When you broadcast something online, that's what Twitter was actually meant to do. When they started off this audio, please pronounce that. Is it audio? Audio? Or is it audio? Like, audio. Okay, maybe. So, actually, Twitter was a side project when they started this company. It was a side project. They actually wanted to use it for internal communication. It was a side thing they were working on within the organization. And now that side project, when they started it, people started liking it, and they decided to pivot the company into today what we know as Twitter. Same, has billions of users. It never started as Twitter. So for most of you that say, oh, I have this idea, I'm going to stick to this idea, come rain, come shine, see the Twitter boys, that's only in movies we see those things. The truth is that when most of these people start, they start like you and I. They are scared. They have an idea. They are not sure it will work. They try one thing, they fail. They keep changing. But a real entrepreneur, who, as you meet obstacles, you learn. You change. You go back, you learn. These are the secrets many of them knew. Do you understand? And they kept on going. Now, Instagram. We all know Instagram. All the ladies here. Oh my God. Instagram was a game site. And it wasn't even it was a part-time project from one of the founders. That was his part-time job while he had a job. It was a gaming site where you check in and you play games. Can you imagine checking and playing games to what we have now? So, apart from that, we were doing other stuff. It was so confusing that they just decided to dump the idea. And I think one of them posted something and he got a response. And that's how Instagram was born. That was the former name. That was the original name. Then we all know Flickr, right? I've never used it before. I just know some people. Flickr is almost like Instagram. It was an online role-playing game. So if all these companies, I would have given you the example of Facebook. So if all these companies started off somewhere else and they ended up where they are, what about you? What is that idea that you have right now that you've started and you are meeting a level of resistance? Is it possible that you keep changing, you keep pivoting your business till you get to where these companies are right now? So, let's take questions. Did we get what I was saying? Do you understand me? So let's take questions. We just have about 20 minutes. Let's take questions. Both from what I said today and from what we said last week. You know, these two topics are really technical, and it's not the kind of topic you start jumping. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's something it will sink in, and for some of you, the responses might be, so I've been messing up all of this while. Let me not expose myself. No, please ask your question. Remember what we said last week? If you want to ask a question, please get up, go straight to the point. Let me give you an example of a question. Sir, how can I move this bottle here? That's a question. Right? Not, sir, my name is Tunde Adebayo. Actually, when I woke up this morning, I saw this glass. The glass was fine. I gisted with the glass. Then, sir, let me get to my question. Sir, actually, what I want to ask you is that, sir, the glass is white, is blue. You've not asked me a question. Right? So please, let's ask our questions, please. Somebody at the back.
Okay. Good evening,
yes,
everybody. My name is Chinyere.
Chinyere, okay.
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. So I want to ask, how do you gauge when to start listening to your customers? Is it like when everybody, or when one person tells you, do it like this, you go and tweak it, or do you have to wait till you get a particular number of complaints before you pivot in your business? So how do you gauge the customer's complaints to know at the point at which you're supposed to pivot in your business?
How do you? I'm not understanding. How
no,
do
you know you are saying that.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So how do you gauge, like, is it when one customer complains about something that you go and change just to suit that particular customer? You have to wait till you get that particular complaint, like, over and over from different people before you, like, do a change in your business.
Okay, I think that's a good question. I think that's relatively easy to answer. If you have 5 or 10 people coming to you, telling you that no, the honey you are making it's too sugary, right? And you have only one person who is probably your best friend that doesn't want to tell you the truth and say, oh, your honey is wonderful. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? More people will be asking for a particular thing. People might be asking for different things, but there might be something, there's be one denominating factor. Do you get what I'm saying? That they're all asking for. You should be able to understand what the customer is saying. See, when people complain, you have to understand what they are complaining about. When a customer is angry at your shop or is saying, let me give you an instance. I asked somebody recently. The person now said she wants to open up a salon. So I asked, what is the most important thing? The person now said, no, it's ambience. I like, ladies, am I correct? Yeah. What do you look for in a salon? Is it the ambience? Yeah. Who said yes? Okay, good. The lady said yes, ambience, when the place is nice and the chairs are good and all that. So I now gave the person, I painted a picture of the person. What would happen if you walked into a salon like that? World class, the floor is made of gold, and you walk in there, you see this beautifully dressed receptionist, well dressed, immaculately dressed, and she's at the counter. You now walk in and you greet her. Then she's typing on her computer. Then she said hello. She didn't even look up at you, and she just says like this. And you sit down on the wonderful leather seat. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the TV is 100-screen TV, and you are watching while you are waiting. Then you are like there for like 30 minutes. Then, because you wait, you get up and meet her and say, please, I'm waiting here for 30 minutes. She now does this to you. And you sit down again. What would you do? What would you do? But let me paint another picture to you. What if you got a friend now told you, let's go to Yaba under the bridge. And you met this lady under the bridge. You're under the bridge, you are sweating, but the lady now gives you a handkerchief. She starts telling you how about your children. She starts discussing with you. She just say, oh, my customer, you are looking so fine. You are so beautiful. She cleans the seat for you with her whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Then by the time you even leave, she sends you a text message, Auntie, you made my day. You are my one and only customer. Which of the shops would you go back to? You said? The second one, right? But everybody said, all the really said, yeah, I like when the ambience is good. What I'm trying to point out to you is that even customers don't know what they want. So not that customers come to you, this thing you are doing, sir, the suit you are wearing, I don't like it, wear blue suit. Then she says, I like you to wear red suit. That I want you to wear pink suit. Right? Different colors, right? What you are just telling me that, okay, your suit is not good. Am I making sense? So understand what the customers are asking for. And it's very simple. If more customers are asking you for one particular thing, you will know. You get what I'm saying? The same majority carries the vote. If more people are asking for one particular thing, then you change. Some people can come asking for some crazy things. Oh, sir, you repair phones, right? Sir, is it possible that you can send somebody to go to America to buy me the phone, then deliver to my house? I will not even answer you. I'll say, sorry, you have the wrong shop. What you are looking for is MTN, it's down the road. I'll send you away. That's not a customer. You get my point? But if a customer says, this phone, these phones you are fixing here, I don't have time to wait. Is it not possible that you bring it to my house? Another one says, why should I wait in your shop? Can't I wait downstairs and collect the phone? Right? Another one says, please, can you bring it to my phone and leave it? What are all of them asking for? What are they all asking for? Somebody said, asking for convenience. Did I answer your question? They're asking for convenience. So next question, please.
During the course of your, okay, my name is Chuk Sinzawata.
Yeah.
You mentioned that never say no or no to a customer. Now, how do we balance giving a customer a false hope and being optimistic that we can do this thing you're asking us to do? For example, customer asks you, I want, if I buy 5, you give me extra 5. In your heart of hearts, you know it's not possible. So how do we balance not giving the person false hope and being real? Because I know that if you deceive a customer, they won't come back again. So how do you strike that balance?
Okay. First of all, I didn't say you should lie to the customers. And I didn't say you should say what you can't do. That's not in the context in what I meant. Let me give you, using what you said. You said, if a customer says, if I buy 5, will I get 1 free, right? What is he looking for? Beautiful. He's looking for a discount. So if a customer comes to me, will I get a discount? I'll say yes. Right? But when it comes to my shop, what is the discount? You need to buy 20, and I'll give you buy 20, then the next 20 you buy, I'll give you 1 free. Have I lied? Have I lied? Have I given him a discount? Is that what he was asking for? Yes. I might not give him the specifics. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to know what customers are asking for. Sir, if I come to your shop, will you give me a discount? Because this man that is doing business is also giving me. Yes, I can give you a discount. You might not be up to that discount. And I didn't mean you should lie to customers. What I'm trying to say is that when customers give you their feedback of what they want, right? Don't say we can't do it. In terms of I cannot change my business to meet your expectation. That's what I meant. Am I making sense? What I'm saying, the customer says you are selling you're a food you sell food, right? And he says you only sell rice, right? And the customer says, I want to meet Eba, right? Don't say customer, no sir, we only sell rice. Another customer comes, I want to eat Eba. Don't say no, it's only English food we sell here. What you should do is okay, yes, we can do Eba, right? If more customers are asking for Eba, get someone that will do Eba. Next time the customer comes, there will be Eba. Then what you slowly find out is that more people are asking for Eba. When you now put Eba on the menu, many of them say, I didn't know how to tell you. It's Eba I wanted. I'm tired of all this rice, whatever. What have you learned? You've learned now that people prefer the local food than rice. That's what I mean. So don't say, no, we can't do it because this is the way our company was set up. Or this is not what I wrote in my business plan. Look at a company like Google. Do you know how many companies Google has? They have over 20 other companies. Right now, they're not even a technology company. Right? They are doing artificial intelligence. They are sending people to the space. They've done Google Maps. They are now diversifying. That's what's reigning in business now. You diversify. You don't say, I'm only good at this. Microsoft is diversifying. There was a time they bought Nokia. They are the ones that own. Facebook has bought Instagram. Many of them are buying up their competitors. They are going to chat. They are expanding their reach. In those days, it was stick to one line of business and be known for one particular thing. Right now, the climate says now you can do anything. A technology company can buy a bank. Do you understand? A fashion company can buy a movie studio. Things are changing now. So it's at the early stage before you establish your business. How do you test that idea before you come up with a model? Remember, your business plan is just a sheet of paper. It's like a budget. Expected income, expected expenditure, right? There is nothing concrete. And you're hoping to take that piece of paper to give somebody in exchange for maybe money to support your idea. I get what I'm saying. So what the lean startup and all this is saying is that how can I turn this theory, this assumption, this dream I had in my head into reality? What are the things I'm going to do so that at the end of the whole day, this is not just words written on a piece of paper. And what this topic is telling you about, there is a scientific method of making sure what you have on paper comes to reality. As you are venturing out in business, you keep learning. As you are learning, you keep adjusting. And that's why when we came to this class, when we did the business plan, when we did writing of business plan, many people thought we'll write 100 pages. That's why my business plans are just 1 page. You can pick another one and keep changing things. Do you understand? The first business, that my business, surprise, you know how many pages my business plan? Who can guess? Who can guess? 5. It was close to 200 pages. That's my business I started. Oh my Lord, I need to bring my business plan for you. And when I read the business plan, I start laughing at myself. I'm like, so you mean you actually, look at how far you go. I did projections for 5 years. By now, I should have been a multi-billionaire according to that piece of paper that I wrote down. Do you get what I'm saying? So write a very simple business plan now. And even the world is changing. Go to business, they're not like 50-page. If you write a 5-year projection, are you God? Are you God? Did anybody project that Nigeria will go to a recession? It's just common sense to know that you can't forecast, but it's good to give investors and forecast. But now what investors want to see is, after you forecasted, what is the evidence behind your forecast? Look, if you give me any business plan in the world, I can sell it to anybody and they'll give me money. I can talk very well. I know how to present my case and dazzle them and tell them what they need to hear and they'll give me money. Doesn't mean I have a very good business. Because what gets me angry most times is many of the businesses that these people are funding, many of you here have far better ideas than many of them. Far, far better ideas than them. That standing here, I can see that I did work. What many of us have over many of you is that we have failed consistently for so long that when we see failure down there, we can see him and say, no, I know you. And you go, you use the other route. Many of you have not seen failure. Success doesn't teach you anything. Do you know that? Success is a very bad teacher. It teaches you to be pompous. It teaches you to feel that everything is all right, to always work. But failure teaches you humility. Humility. That person that doesn't listen, when you've lost the kind of money that I've lost, you will learn. I didn't learn this thing because I want. I learned because I had, oh my Lord, I took a loan and the business crashed. But if that business didn't crash, I won't be here teaching all of you how to succeed. So please, next question. Please ask all the questions you can ask. I'm trying not to talk much. Ask the questions. These 2 topics, I need you to really understand these 2 topics. This will solve all your problems. I need money for. Where is the computer guy? The guy that was into computer games. My Indomie noodles boy, where is he? Ask a question. You came late.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Good evening. Actually, I have a testimony. I actually started 2 days ago.
Okay.
And,
put your hands together for him. That's good.
It's been a beautiful experience. The first day I had 5 customers. Second day I had 7. Today I had 12.
Wow.
It's been amazing.
Put your hands together for him.
Transition has actually blessed me.
Oh, and, thank you. Thank you.
I'm grateful to God.
So what did you implement from what we taught you?
Last meeting we had was on Wednesday, and I kept hearing start without money, and I was getting angry. I was like, this man don't understand. Yes. So, but after the meeting, I actually met him, and he said few words. He said things like, you don't need this thing the way you're sounding like you need it. If you need it the way you're saying you need it, you will start. And I looked at him, I was like, what is this man actually saying? There's something. After Pete talked, the only prayer I made was God. He said something about wisdom. And I asked God, I said, God, that wisdom that brings something out of nothing. Because that day it was all blurring. I wasn't seeing the possibility of starting. You know, and on Wednesday, while we finished from transition, me and my friends were just shouting. We were like, what is this man saying? There must be something we've not tried. And somehow we came up with an idea, and we got a place, and we raised up something, and we started. And it's been beautiful.
Clap for him, please. Please, what's the idea? I'm curious to know what's the idea. I want to learn. What's the idea you came up with?
The idea that
you came up with to get the place.
There was a ship abandoned. Not really abandoned, but it's not working.
Okay.
So, and it has a kitchen.
Wow.
So we now decided that we'll convert the kitchen to a personal kitchen.
Whoa, that's beautiful. Put your hands together for him. Wow, I'm really impressed. I mean, you, after we left that day, you gave me sleepless nights because I was reassessing myself that am I doing something wrong here? I can't be saying one thing and somebody will be, maybe you need a decoder to decode what I'm saying. And he gave me a lot of sleepless nights. And thank God that you've finally seen what we're trying to say. And I love what you said. And I told you that day when you met me after, if you need something well enough, you go all out. Money should never be an obstacle. You see why Africa will lead the world? Because of our situation and hunger, we are more innovative than these people. Many of us survived, many of you survived university, right? Did your parents ever give you enough money? But you are innovative. And that's what business is about. Being innovative. One door closes, find another one. If the door is closed, break it down. If the door can't break down, leave the house and go to another door. But find a way. Keep going. You have so much in your head. What is killing us is just take out time and just sit down and just think. The answer is in front of you. Some of the greatest things I've done was just to sit down and be innovative. I've told you a story where we are doing something in my school and they told us to run around the block 10 times because we were all sleeping. And I was the last person to leave the block. And they said the last set of people they are going to flog them. So while we are running around, I found out I was coming last. You know what I now did? Let's say they've gone round and I'm here. So when they went round, I told them that they said we should go round 5 more times. And everybody believed me. So they went 5 more times while I, the last person to leave class, went upstairs and met the instructor. And I was like, but you left here last. I said, yes, I'm very fast. And that's how they came back and they flogged. And they flogged everybody. It was while they were flogging them that someone now mentioned, but he told us to run 5 times. He said, who told you to run 5 times? He said he was the one. The man oh my God, it was so fun. We went to youth service camp. And while we were in youth service camp, when people were coming, me and a group of friends were from the same school. We just said, look, youth service camp, we're all graduates here. And everything here is scarce. And I've looked around and people always need a leader. And I said, come, we can actually run this place, right? So we just started. Hey, you, get up. All of you, line up, stay here. You, line up, stay here. This group, if you're from this state, stay here. Do you know everybody started listening to us? Because everybody was directionless. They all started listening to us. Even the camp commander came out. Okay, who is in charge? Everybody pointed at me. Yes, I said I'm in charge. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Okay, collect their forms. Everything. When we got to the host, I said, no, everybody wait. We must choose rooms. And I told all my friends, go and choose all the good rooms. And while you people stayed here, everybody listened to me in everything. I was like the whole dawn of the whole place. You get what I'm saying? So anytime I get into a situation, all I usually do, I just sit down and I think. If everybody is going left, I'll sit down and say, what's happening to right? And I innovate. I must find a way. University, we are hungry. What do we used to do? What is the only criteria we had then? When I was still much younger and I was a happening person, what do I do? If I'm hungry, what do? I just go. You know all those girls you on a normal day you won't talk to? When your friends are around and she greets you, she'll say, hi, Mba. Just look at her. No, she's not greeting me. She's not me. Because she might not be that good looking. Evening time, those are the girls who go and visit. We go and see them. And they can cook. They can cook, and they can cook very well. So you go and meet them. Oh, I came to see you. They will ask you, who do you come to see? The girl you are coming to see is upstairs. Oh. But you just come and say, oh, you are the one I came to see. You are my one and only. She said, come and eat. That's what you came for. After eating, she escorts you to the door. You know, hostel, you can only enter by 9 o'clock. She escorts you to the door. You say, no, don't need, my darling, don't bother escorting me out. I'm okay. You are at the door. When she goes back, you climb upstairs just to make sure that we had 3 square meals.